We already know what forging mean is. Different types of forging operation, but what about the material used to perform it? Good day everyone, this is Ria Jonna from BSME2 and I'm assigned to discuss about carbon alloy as material used in forging. Almost of all metals can be forged, but commonly used materials for forgings are mainly carbon steel and alloy steel. Forging of carbon and alloy steels constitute a metalworking process, which has the ability to form the material to the desired component shape, while refining the cast structure of the forging material, healing shrinkage voids, and improving the mechanical properties of the material. Let us first define what is carbon steel. Carbon steel is also known as plain steel and is an alloy steel where carbon is main constituent and no minimum percentage of other alloying elements mentioned. So why carbon steel considered as one of the main common steel used in forging operation? It is because carbon increases hardness and strength of a steel. Carbon content is increased in the steel, making it harder and stronger through application of heat treatment. Carbon steel is a popular material for a wide range of application. It is inexpensive, readily available in numerous grades, and can be heat treated to improve its strength, ductility, and machinability. Carbon steel can be segregated into four main categories based on the carbon content. First is mild or low carbon steel, approximately 0.05% to 0.25 carbon content with up to 0.1% manganese content. Low carbon is most widely used form of carbon steel. They cannot be hardened by heat treatment so this is usually achieved by cold work. Hindi din ganun kataas yung strength na nire-require for this. To enhance strength and reduce brittleness, carbon steel pieces may include traces of other elements such as manganese. Manganese is present in carbon steel. It is because it reduces the critical cooling rate during the hardening, meaning it is increases the hardenability of a steel. Next one, we have the medium carbon steel, approximately 0.29% to 0.54 carbon content with 0.60 to 1.65% manganese content. So here in medium carbon steel, heat treatment is involved, followed by quenching and tempering. Hardened carbon steel have greater strength than low carbon steel. However, this comes at the expense of ductility and toughness. Next one is high carbon steel, approximately 0.55% to 0.95 carbon content with 0.30 to 0.90 manganese content. In high carbon steel, it has the highest hardness and toughness of a carbon steel and the lowest ductility. High carbon steel are very water resistant as a result of the fact that they are almost always hardened and tempered. It is very difficult to cut, bend, and weld when heat treated, becomes very hard and extremely brittle. Last one, we have the very high carbon steel or ultra high carbon steel, commonly known as carbon tool steel. It typically has a carbon range between 0.61 and 1.50%. Ultra high carbon steel is brittle and very hard and can be cold work. It is also called cast iron. Why use carbon steel? First reason, just what I said before, its good strength, machinability as well as other properties. This kind of materials always used in closed die forging process. Next is material cost of carbon steel forging is relatively much lower than other steel forgings. The hammering of the metal during forging process eliminates most of the microscopic crystalline flaws such as air, bubbles, and fissures which characterize cast parts. What are the uses for carbon steel? Low carbon steel is usually made into flat rolled sheets and strips, used for shipbuilding, wire, vehicle bodies, and domestic appliances. Wrought iron. Wrought iron is a carbon steel with the lowest possible amount of carbon. It is used for fencing, gates, and railings, hard but not brittle. Next is the medium carbon steel. Medium carbon steel is commonly used structurally in building and bridges, axles, gears, shafts, rails, pipelines, and coupling, car, fridges, and washing machine. High carbon steel has a much better tensile strength used to make cutting tools, blades, punches, ties, springs, and high strength wire. Let's move on in alloy steel. Alloy steel is a type of steel that has presence of certain other elements apart from iron and carbon. Commonly added elements in alloy steel are manganese, silicon, boron, chromium, vanadium, and nickel. The quantity of these metals in alloy steel is primarily dependent upon the use of such steel. Normally, alloy steel is made to get desired physical characteristic in the steel. Alloy steel is one of the widely used materials used in closed-die forging technique, which is alloyed with a variety of elements in total amount between 1.0 and 50% by weight to improve its mechanical properties. Alloy steels are divided into low alloy steel and high alloy steel. When the percentage of added elements go past 8 in terms of weight, the steel is referred to as high alloy steel. In case where added elements remain below at 8% by weight of the steel, it is a low alloy steel. Low alloy steel are more common in the industry. In general, addition of one or more of such elements to steel makes it harder and more durable. Such steel is also resistant to corrosion and tougher than normal steel. Why alloy steel forging? Alloy steel is a steel that has had a small amount of one or more alloying elements other than carbon, such as manganese, silicon, nickel, titanium, copper, chromium, and aluminum added. Alloy steels are popular in steel forging because of their economical cost, wide availability, ease of processing, and good mechanical properties. The elements added in alloy steel making the material take on different aspects after forging, such as increased hardness, increased corrosion resistance, increased strength, improved deformability, or ductility. The weldability can also change. Uses for alloy steels. Alloy steel long products. Alloy steels are employed in producing long products used in construction industry such as girders, structural sections, bars, rails, rods, and wires. Alloy steel strip and cold products. Strips are available as hot and cold rolled strip and hot dipped galvanized coils. Hot dip galvanized coils are used to make construction products that include wall and roof claddings, side rails, roof purlins, light steel frames, and lintels. And that's all. Thank you.